Never be untrue. Oh, baby, let's stay together, loving you weather times are good, not bad, happy or sad.
Welcome, everybody, to Politics with the Princess. You are watching us on...
You are watching us live on Wjzz Cool Tv, the coolest station in the world. And if you are streaming from Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, or other social media platforms, please like, subscribe, and comment. And again, you are watching Politics with the Princess.
So welcome. We have two guests that we will introduce now and tell you why these lovely ladies are here later. To my right, would you introduce my left? What's that? What's that right? To my left, would you introduce yourself?
Vanessa Cartwright.
Catherine Phillips.
And it's just Vanessa Cartwright, business owner Vanessa Cartwright, Catherine Phillips, business owner.
Retiree from the city of Detroit, as well as AFSCME Union.
Ooh, okay. Now you don't want to say anything about yourself.
I'm good.
She hard. I'm gonna tell y'all about her myself. But first, Johnny, we were not here last week. A lot has happened since we were not here last week. So let's dive into our topics. First, we want to say, we lost a hero. I would say a hero.
One of the greats. Actually, if you the first anything, I can say you are like the greatest, right?
No, sometimes you can be the first bad thing. I was the first. I guess you was great at being bad. I don't know. Because you would be the first. I'm not gonna.
If you're the first,
if you're the first
at doing something great, then okay, you're the greatest.
So we lost Colin Powell, you guys.
Rest in power.
Yes, he was a well-known Republican, but I would say that both Democrats. It seemed like when I think he was liked by Democrats and Republicans because he just stood for right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he was the one that said, "Oh, I'm going with my party because I'm going with my party." If he felt his party was wrong, he'll stand up and say, like, 1, I endorse Barack Obama.
Mm-hmm.
2, I endorse Joe Biden.
Mm-hmm.
They don't do stuff like that anymore. People don't do that. Don't just stand on morals and what's right is right. They just, I don't know anybody else like that.
Well, especially on the right side, because they all stick together.
On the left side too, though. I'm just gonna be real. Like they find a way to make when something bad happens, they find a way to make sure that it's not. They okay with it. Like all Republicans, they no matter if they think Trump was wrong, they found a way in their brain to make it seem like. He doesn't do everything right, but they'll try to, rationalize it so they can. He didn't do that. Look, I'm not going this way. So, no, all you got to do is you turn your phone down. So, you guys, you have your... Don't do that. You're fine. Just turn your volume down on the side. And then go to Wjzz Cool TV and then
share it as much as possible. So that if you guys were noticing, I'm on my phone a little bit. Mm-hmm. I'm over here sharing our lives so we can continue to have viewers. Right now we have 7 people watching us.
Okay.
So we say, thank you so much to Colin Powell for just being a role model. Dignity.
And setting the standard, because now we know we can have a Black United States Secretary of State. So set the record.
And then came Hillary Clinton, a woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Our next thing that happened. Oh, I think Biden finally getting Democrats to play along and come up with to agree on some stuff to move.
So I've been out of touch the past week because I was taking my supervisor contract license class so I can get my license and everything. So I've been like so focused on that, having to study, and I got a 96 on my test. So I'm very excited about that.
Congratulations!
Yeah, thank you.
Did they give you all the answers, or you got a 96 because you studied?
Because I studied.
You know, sometimes no places give you all the answers.
We had a lot of. There was a lot of stuff about bonds, insurance, and you know how to bid contracts. So it was definitely a lot, but I absorbed as much as possible, and it definitely showed once I took the test.
Well, I think it's always good to. I think it's always good to add stuff to your resume. I think it's always great to add stuff to your resume. And I am a believer, you know this, you can do it all. Like, if you dreaming and you want to do it, do it.
Yeah.
I don't think you should be boxed into one field. I say and I say again, don't let anybody put you in a square. Create a shape that them MFers ain't never seen before.
Right.
They be like, what, I thought you did this. What, I thought you did this. You thought what you thought and what I think I'm supposed to be doing.
I am always growing. Just because my body stopped growing doesn't mean my pockets and my mind isn't. I'm just being honest. Let's just be honest. And then the other day, they had the MICRC hearing at the TCM.
Okay, just say redistricting.
Yeah,
people don't like those
codes.
Those acronyms.
And that's how I felt like when you said the ask me. I'm like, oh man, that is long.
One of the most powerful.
They are. But what is it? The American Federations of Students. States. State, county,
and municipal employees.
And municipal. Cause see, that's a whole mouthful. That's a whole mouthful. I'm like, oh man.
He's doing good.
He want to be great at everything, which is a good thing.
I'm trying.
But okay, so tell us about what was the meeting for?
Well, so they just had the redistricting commission just drew up their maps. So they're doing a tour around the state, introducing their maps. And honestly, we don't agree with their maps. Most people didn't. We had over 160 people show up to the hearing and talk about how the representation for Black and brown people has not been this bad since '65.
So you said most people don't agree with the maps.
No, actually, anybody that knows about the redistricting process does not agree.
What I find funny, and we
and
talked
that's both
about
left and right sided. Again, we had some conservatives there who were talking about, hey, I may not be left, but I agree with them today. Yes, and so and we also submitted a community of interest. We submitted a map, but it's been no secret. We've been talking about this for weeks. It had the most engagement out of any submission in the entire state. Yet our map was still divided. So that's why we asked. And then we've done our due diligence and done our research, and we've seen that there's been a few submissions in both the state house and congressional districts that would be fair to the state and would not divide up our community. That's why I'm so upset.
Okay, so I have a question.
Yeah.
When you drew your map and we get all these comments of people of support, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who decides this is the map? So the committee went off and said this is what we want to present.
They're gonna make the decision, the ultimate
The maps
decision.
that they presented, who did those?
So it was them. It was them. So they're supposed to take in consideration when drawing that all our submissions.
But they didn't.
We had the most in the whole entire state. So if you're not going to listen to us, imagine how everybody else feels.
But there was also some politics at that meeting. At a meeting that separates politics for the meeting is a video on Facebook. Commissioner Jonathan Kinlock took the video.
Yeah, he was running live.
Wait, there is
So what is it?
There is a councilman
Warren
out
City
of
Councilman,
Warren,
District 5.
refused to wear a mask within a TCF center, and he got arrested. And they've offered him masks 1,000 times. If you see the video,
yeah.
It's on Jonathan Kinlock's Facebook page.
And it wasn't that. He's sitting here literally arguing with the police officers, and then as soon as they're like, "Hey,"
no, he said arrest me. He was like, arrest me then.
Yeah,
and then when he was about to get arrested, let me go.
Don't touch me. You are impeding on my work. That's a kept saying,
wrong
"You are
there.
impeding on my work."
There's
Yeah.
something wrong.
Yeah.
So he's out of warrant, and maybe he's out of jail now. We had to get his
Look,
name.
if the officer tells me to put on a mask, I'm not gonna argue.
But
I'm
I
gonna just
think
put on the
because
mask.
TCF Center is a site where they do COVID testing. It's a COVID testing site. They practice safety. Put on a mask. When we went to the NAACP dinner, when I walked in, it was a young kid that was like, "Hey," like my mask is down here.
Hey, everybody.
He was like, "Hey, put your mask up."
Everybody was
up.
masked up. Everybody was masked up,
Everybody
and we
was.
had the Fair Maps rally where we had a few,
I saw that.
unions out there. We had state senator Adam Hollier out there. Obviously, Jonathan Kinlock.
I see he's been more. Maybe he's been involved the whole time, but I see Senator Adam Hollier has really been stepping up when it comes to redistricting now.
Yeah, definitely.
Like he's doing a lot of press conferences, a lot of.
And that's good because we need more elected officials to step up and ensure that they can get their constituents to participate in this whole process, because that's the whole part of civic engagement. And I believe that that our city clerk office should be doing that as well, because that's where all the civic engagement derives from, right? Is the city clerk's office. So we definitely need more participation from our leaders.
And I also want to touch on Ben Harbor, because I don't know if you guys know what's going on in Ben Harbor. Ben Harbor is now the new Flint, supposedly.
Oh yeah, they got a lot of lead. Yes,
But,
I just heard about that in the water.
Wait a minute. That was if it comes to me, that was somebody who sent it out to a private company to be tested. But the good thing about this is that they have the money to fix the pipes, and they've already started.
And
the
how quick are they gonna do it?
18 months.
18.
The mayor said that they already started. He was actually on CNN this morning when I was getting dressed to come here, and I looked up and I saw Mayor Marcus Muhammad on CNN. I actually recorded it because I'm going to post it. I'm like, "Great job, Mayor!" And he says
I know Mayor
he's been
Muhammad.
able to work with the state in the Republican legislature. And even, Biden administration to get this fixed.
Because
and it's
lead is
an
a big
example
thing.
of what can happen nationally when these things happen instead of the Flint issue. So that's a plus. He was on there and he did a great job on there. So, but I'm hearing that Hamtramck is just as bad as. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was hearing that too, and I'm gonna reach out to a friend of mine, because I went to high school. I went to Hamtramck High, and a friend of mine is actually a state rep out there. We went to school
Are you
together.
talking about Ash?
Yep. Abraham.
I heard him on the radio. That's why I heard speaking about Hamtramck. So.
Yeah, I love Abraham. I'm a big
Yeah,
Abraham
that's
supporter.
Hamtramck is supposed to be pretty bad too. So let's pray for them.
He took the seat after Isaac passed. And
Isaac
was
really?
a big,
You telling me like, I don't even know. What do I do for a living?
I forgot. I forgot. I'm just so used to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Educating the listeners.
He said, I guess.
Yes.
He was educating
I got some support. To trying to throw me out there. She's like, boy, I've been telling you. Yeah. Oh, did you
about the rally? Huh?
Did you hear about the decline to sign? So like the right wing is doing a secure the vote. They got a ballot initiative out, right? That's what they're calling their.
Why don't we have one out?
Well, listen to their ballot initiative, secure the vote. So what it really is they're having everybody so they can get on the ballot, so we can vote on voter IDs.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
So
we
they're
got
telling
the decline.
people to decline to sign, but
Yeah.
I was on this call. I was invited to this form, and the question was, can we put a ballot initiative on there to protect the,
To protect the
yeah,
vote.
like
Yeah.
they are really working overtime.
Yeah, so listen to this.
We're not working overtime they're working overtime to take the vote away. We're not working overtime to keep it.
What
We're
is
like
it?
on the defense.
It's November 1st.
Can we get off the defense?
They got till November 1st to get all this, to turn in the signatures, right?
How about though? We still need to get off defense.
No.
It's like.
And listen, no, for real. And they said, and they've even talked about it. If the ballot initiative fails, then they're gonna take it. They're gonna do all this from the internally from the state house, because obviously
they
it's
got a
Republican
plan
led.
A B C D E F G.
No, they got it to Z.
Elemental P.
Hey, they got no. They got plans from A to Z. They got plans plans from A to Z, and then the next plan's over that goes
We do
AA,
something.
BB, CC,
Right.
DD.
Oh, that didn't work. Or we got this, or we got they sneaking in. While you sleeping, you be like, dang, I was asleep.
That's
They
Like
were,
E equals MC squared.
That's right.
while we are sleeping, they are working.
Yeah, they said they'll sleep when they die.
But you speak of, so again, you're watching Politics with the Princess on WJZZ.
The coolest station in the world. And if you are watching live from Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, or Twitter, please like, subscribe, and comment. But the biggest thing is share. We want to ensure that everybody can hear this conversation. This is a big topic. But again, you are watching Politics with the Princess on WJZZ, the coolest station in the world.
So you spoke about a rally at the TCF Center.
Yeah.
I was watching Let It Rip the other day, and they had a glimpse of a rally, and it was a rally at Mayor's Duggan House.
Ooh.
And Anthony Adams, candidate Anthony Adams for mayor, was on Let It Rip. And he was basically saying that he wants the mayor to debate him. I was under the impression that the mayor popped up at one of the debates one time. He did not?
No.
It was a debate for a radio station that they did.
He has declined Mayor Duggan has declined every invitation to debate his challenger, Anthony Adams.
So this leads into why we have these two lovely ladies here. We wanted to have a discussion because we like to get in people's brains, right? Me and Johnny. So we like to get in people's brains of the why. We have Vanessa Cartwright, who is a Duggan. She lives in the city of Detroit, and she supports Mike Duggan for mayor, right?
Correct.
Have you always supported Mike Duggan?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And I forgot your name again. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Catherine Phillips.
Catherine Phillips. I won't forget it again. We have Catherine Phillips here, who is a strong supporter of candidate, attorney, Anthony Adams. I want to give him his title because he is an attorney, a well-known attorney in Michigan. And I know him from Triumph Church and all that good stuff. So, there are two black women living in the city of Detroit, and they support the candidate they support. Now, Johnny, we want to know why. So, first of all, how do you... Now, that's why the rally, when we said we want to... They rallied in front of the mayor's home, to say that he was...
Actually, it's the people's home.
The people's. You're right. You are definitely right. I'm sorry. Just like the governor's residence is the people, the state of Michigan home. So they rallied in front of, thank you for correcting me, you're right, the people's home, to say that Mayor Duggan has refused every debate that's out there. Why do you think so? Why do you think he has refused it? You know, I can go with your opinions on that topic.
I really don't have an idea of
Okay.
why.
So
Would you like to see them debate? Being a Mayor Duggan supporter, would you like to see a debate?
I would. That's because I'm used to,
seeing a debate.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's our opinion in the Adams campaign that Mayor Duggan is refusing to share a stage with Attorney Adams because he cannot defend his policies. Attorney Adams is a very smart, very intelligent person. This is not his first rodeo, if you will, in public service. He was, as you know, executive assistant to Mayor Coleman Young. He was deputy mayor to Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick.
Oh.
And he came on in the Kilpatrick administration in the second term. And that's when Kwame, he started unraveling. Things started happening in his life, in his personal life. And Attorney Adams had to basically pick up the ball and start running to keep the city running. Oh. So Attorney Adams is very well aware of how the city operates.
So he basically has
Right.
experience in running.
And
'cause
so
he
it's
has
our
a-
opinion, going back to your question, is that Mayor Duggan does not want to stand toe-to-toe with Attorney Adams because it will show how weak he is, how weak Duggan is in his policies for citizens of the city of Detroit. So the rally, Attorney Adams went to the People's House.
So
where
it was the rally was organized by the campaign.
the Adams campaign.
Okay.
Yes, to show the public that Mr. Duggan continues to refuse to debate him. So since Mr. Duggan has been in office, first he ran against Benny Napoleon. There was a debate.
Mm-hmm.
Then he ran against Coleman
debate.
Young Jr. There was a debate. Now he's running against Anthony Adams. There's no debate and there's no intent for a debate from the Duggan side. If you talk to the Duggan people, Alexis Wiley, she says the reason that Mr. Duggan will not debate him is because of hate speech coming from
That's
the
what I
Adams
was going to bring
campaign.
up. How do you feel about? Yeah, it's supposed to be. That's what I heard. So she actually said that. It's
She
in
actually
writing.
said it's in print. It's in print.
So what was the hate speech? You got
Good question, Jonathan. So the hate speech is basically calling out Duggan's policies. That's all. There has been no, I hate you, Mike Duggan. I hate your administration. None of that has gone on.
Okay.
Mr. Anthony Adams, Attorney Anthony Adams, has simply talked about how we can do things differently in the city of Detroit to service citizens in the city of Detroit, real Detroiters, not corporations, not downtown, but people that are living in neighborhoods who need help. Water shutoffs, property taxes, overtaxed with property tax. He has a plan for all of that. And for Mike Duggan to not want to stand on a stage with him is disingenuous.
Okay.
Because I believe, and I've been here all my life. I'm 64 years old, born and raised in the city of Detroit, went to DPS, Cass Tech grad. Hey, Cass Tech.
hey.
And
You don't even do anything.
I didn't
Oh,
go
we have a
SCT, but
caller,
I
you
was
guys.
CT.
okay.
Let's answer.
We don't want to cut you off. Caller, we have a caller. Hello, caller. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Hi, I'm Sarah, and I'm calling from Marquette, Michigan. Or
Hey,
Marquette
how
County.
are you? Marquette, Michigan. This is who?
I am great. I was glad to hear you guys. I can't remember who brought it up, but to bring up the decline to sign, I don't think we can say that enough.
Yes. I brought up the decline to sign. Our voting rights are definitely under attack, and we've been seeing these same plays in many parts of the country. I know that we had like over 300 and something proposals to suppress our vote across the country. So and it's happening right
Well,
here
what
in
scares
Michigan,
me
right before
is
us.
the voting ID. Now, I work at a nursing home. I can guarantee you almost all my residents have expired IDs.
We didn't
They
think
don't
about that.
drive anymore. They don't have driver's
They just
licenses
at a
to
nursing
show
home.
for ID.
Mm-hmm.
How is this going to affect them?
That's right. Didn't think about the nursing home.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
I mean,
And
we have
how are you
118
feeling?
residents,
How
some of
is-
whom are still have cognitive abilities that they can make their decisions to vote.
Yeah.
What if we can't get them to the Secretary of State in time to update,
some
get
of
an
them
updated
are not even
ID?
allowed to go.
It's
Yeah.
like
Leave out the
There's
facility.
so many obstacles. So you said you live in Marquette. I want to
Yeah.
ask you a question. Do you see any of those people doing petition drives in Marquette for this? For
I
this
have
ballot
not
initiative?
seen anyone.
I can tell you here in Detroit, I've seen a lot of them. But you definitely have to be aware because there's a few ballot initiatives out right now. So you definitely got to make sure that because there's one that's going around for I do believe it's some healthcare to extend healthcare. So that is a good ballot initiative. So don't decline
Right.
everyone.
Maybe we should probably get a list of
But-
all the ballot initiatives that's going around that we know of.
Yeah,
and
so
talk
we can
about.
so we can be able to identify what is good and bad, so that you have something to refer to when you're out walking and somebody tries to get you to sign a paper. So you're saying,
Yeah, and
hold on, let me look at this
Another thing
paper.
that
Is this
scares
good?
me with this whole voter ID thing is I've actually had my ID expire. I mean, I have a learning disability, so that made it difficult for me to learn how to drive. I've never had a driver's license.
Mhm.
I have had my ID expire several times because I don't use it. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I never have to pull it out.
Mhm.
So it's like you got people like
That's
me
true.
that go to vote, and all of a sudden, oh, your ID's expired. Well, great. Now what?
Mhm. Definitely.
I have a state issued ID, but
Yeah, because right
you know,
now,
like I said, it's expired a few times because I just don't. There's people that don't look at their IDs because they don't use them.
yeah, this will definitely suppress our vote. And it's if you don't use your ID on a daily or keep a wallet, you don't want to lose it, so you'll keep it somewhere safe, like at home. And yeah, this will definitely suppress the vote, because right now there's been times where I was able to vote without my ID. I just needed to sign a waiver and give them some my address, just a few personal information, but. Yes, this will definitely suppress the vote, and for the seniors and for those who that have learning disabilities, such as yourself and my little brother. My little brother is an avid voter because I make sure that he votes. But again, I'm sure that his ID is not up to date, and yeah. But we got to get back to this.
Thank you for calling, Sarah. Send us more great pictures with wonderful T-shirts too. She takes
I
the
will do that.
coolest
You know it,
pictures
Tashana.
with
I
the
got
coolest
you.
T-shirts and socks, and I share them.
Okay. All
All
right,
right,
Sarah.
you guys have a good one.
You have a great one.
So, quick question back to the Anthony Adams, and then we'll get. Have you ever supported Duggan while living in Detroit?
Never, ever, ever, ever.
Never, ever. So first time it was Napoleon. Second time it was Coleman. Okay.
Yeah.
So what are the reasons why
So-
you never supported him?
Well, let's go back. Let's go back to something you mentioned before about the lead issue in Benton Harbor.
Because I remember, and
Let's
it's
go
not
back.
talked about now anymore. Detroit, it was a lot of organizations in Detroit talking about the lead issue.
Well, let's go
Now I
back to
don't
how
hear
we got
anything.
started. With the you remember the emergency manager fight,
Yes.
PA4 fight, and we in Michigan we defeated the PA4 fight, and then the legislature did
I know.
a okey doke on us and came back with PA
I've heard the
436.
story. Yes.
I was intricately involved in that. My brother was the lead attorney on that, Herb Sanders. So Michael Duggan was involved in bringing emergency management to the state of Michigan.
To the state of Michigan.
His name is in emails with Snyder, Kevin Orr. Remember those people?
I remember Kevin Orr. What happened to Kevin Orr?
Oh, he's gone. We don't need him anymore. We got Duggan.
Remember Kevin Orr?
We have Duggan now.
Mhm.
So we don't need him anymore. And so that emergency manager law was directed at black cities in Detroit. It was directed in Michigan. It was directed at Detroit, Benton Harbor, Muskegon, Highland Park, Pontiac.
Yeah, Muskegon Heights, I think.
Yeah,
kinda
all
still
of
got
these
that.
cities were subjected to emergency management, which started in, which goes to Flint, and the water issue, that was emergency management, because the state was over. The state was over Flint.
They
The
made a
state is
decision
over
to
Benton
change the
Harbor.
water over.
Yes. So Mike Duggan has had his hands in some stuff for quite some time. And it's for at least that reason that I cannot support him. I will not support him for anything that he runs for, ever. Ever.
Okay. So, Mike Duggan, she's I want to know, why do you think he received such a large amount of the vote in the primary? Like, why? seems like he's very loved by Detroiters.
Yes.
Why is that with that thing? Like, why do you like Mike Duggan? I know a young lady said up here, remember, a young lady said she liked him for his business, how he conducts business. And how long have you been a Mike Duggan supporter? Did you support him against Benny Napoleon? Or was it the second time? So we'll start with
against Benny Napoleon. I am a longtime resident of District 4.
Okay.
In Connors and Jefferson's area, East Side. Where I encounter him is, and even I thought about what you guys said about him not debating. I hope that he's confident in knowing that his work will speak for itself. So when I encountered him, it was about the lots. I had my house since '96, and he had this program going on where we can buy the lots. I was able to buy the lots.
That was like for $1 or something and $100. I remember that program.
So I appreciated
and you can get it back like cheap for like $20 a month.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So I appreciated that, because he asked me how long I own my house, and when I told him, and he looked like, I was like, yeah, and I thank you. So also in our community, there is an organization called Jefferson Termers Council District.
He did a lot over there.
Yes, and he had his people come from the mayor's office. That would be Rod, what is that? Rod Higgins and Dennis Peekins, I do know what it is. So they're there on hands on deck all the time. Each community meeting every Thursday, we ask questions. They give us information.
So you like the attention that he gives your community. So you see that he's very attentive to y'all, and you feel that he turned around your community.
That is so true.
So that's what you've experienced under his administration.
Correct.
Yes. Okay. 70%. Mike Duggan got 70% of the. Let's just say mathematically, because we got to speak, and mathematically, he got 70% of the primary vote. Now, like what I'm hearing on Facebook, when you look at the comments, because I said I'm gonna look at the comments before I got here. People feel like it's a democracy thing that he should at least vote. Do a debate. Is a part of democracy that you get to ask questions, you get to, on the other side, I'm hearing why waste. Some people are saying, and then you guys explain us. Why waste his time debating? He's already won. He's got 70% of the vote. Do y'all think that a debate will turn around or take a piece of that vote away or something? If they debate, do you think like the debate will be a game changer?
The debate will be a game changer. Okay. Let's talk about the 70% that everyone keeps quoting.
That's
Okay. There was only 14% of registered voters in the city of Detroit that voted. Only 14% voted.
Wow.
So 70% of that 14 supported him.
Right. Yeah. So there were 10 people in the race. So Duggan got about 53,000 votes. If you add up all those other votes, it was like 20,000 votes against Duggan. So we expect Attorney Adams to pick up those 20,000 votes. But more importantly, there's like over 120,000
undecided or something, or
registered voters that we call emotional voters. They voted in 2008 for Obama. They voted in 2020 to get Trump out. Those are the ones we are touching now. We have to get them to realize that they do have a choice. And we feel that a lot of those voters that are not voting feel like they don't have a choice or they're disconnected. And that's what a debate will do, and that's why Duggan doesn't want to debate.
I feel that a debate will offer choice. Yeah, a debate will make the undecided decide.
So there's a media blackout against Mr. Adams. It's obvious. It's a media blackout.
What do you mean by like media is not allowing him on?
He's had so many press conferences, and some people have. Most media has not attended. They just started attending recently.
Oh.
But he's called a lot of press conferences because there's a media blackout on against Mr. Adams. So what a debate does is exposes him citywide. And so that people will not wait. Here's somebody with some better ideas. Here's someone that's in favor of an affordability plan for water. You know, here's somebody that's in favor of taking my property taxes down, in favor of even maybe reimbursing me for the property taxes that I've been overpaying over the last 20 plus years. So that's the purpose of no debate from the Duggan camp, in my opinion, that they don't want to expose Duggan's failed policies in the city of Detroit. Because once Anthony Adams starts talking, people are going to listen.
It'll result in a higher yield of votes.
Absolutely.
I know on Let It Rip, a lot of people that got him out there, a lot of people, like if you go to Let It Rip and you start reading the comments that people were, and they were just saying democracy.
Yes.
But, like, I also think, this is my question, Duggan supporter, well, I'll say Vanessa. Catherine, I want to say Duggan supporter. My question is this. How did you both feel about him going? We'll start with you. He left during the campaign. I just want to know, because this is like survey to us.
Get married.
This is polling to us. Just in case we running for office and we just want to go do this. How do you guys feel about him leaving in the middle of the campaign to go to get married in Florida? How do you feel like about that?
I think that's more on a personal level, you know.
So you think during the campaign it's okay for him to leave and go get married?
Yes, I think it's okay because it's personal. His job is business.
Okay. How do you feel about that?
I don't care about him getting married. What I care about is the double standard about who he married, how he married her. Let's ask the first Mrs. Duggan how she feels about it.
She's so sweet.
I'm just saying.
So
we got a caller.
We have a caller. Somebody got to watch the screen. Hey, caller, you're on Politics with the Princess. What's your name?
Anthony Adams, candidate for mayor.
You cannot. We're talking to the women first, sir.
All right. Well,
we're going to have you on. We're talking to the
I just wanted to reach out to let you know that I'm here to answer any question. I believe that if you're asking for people's vote, you need to answer their questions.
Yeah, you're right. But you're going to be on. We're going to send you an invite.
All right. All right.
I know. Say a few words to the people while you're on. Thank you. And actually, I saw you outside your office the other day. I didn't want to bother you. Like, he was really at his office. You know, they don't be at their office no more. I was like, he at his office. And sidebar, you know that used to be our office. That used to be Governor Whitmer's office right there. But
yeah. I know.
Outside his office talking to a voter. When I drove past, I was going to bother him, but I didn't bother him.
All right. Well, I will await my invitation.
You can say a few words now. You're called in now.
No, I'm just happy that we're having honest discussion and debate about the issues impacting the city. We've been out here talking with a lot of people about their cares and concerns. We need to be about the business of stabilizing people in their homes, providing them with the resources that they need in order to live a meaningful life and creating productive citizens in our city.
I agree. So I just want to say, Catherine is doing an amazing job to represent you. Then the point of this show is that, I organize women. And I'm very intrigued on why they vote for who and when and what. So, and then we wanted to have, I don't do the yelling back and forth. I don't like the nails. Let's have a real discussion of why you support this person, what clicked in you to say, I'm going to vote for this person. You know, that's
Well, you know, one thing that's
So when I'm
interesting
doing
is that I
metallic-
recently got an endorsement of Mothering Justice. It's an organization
Wow,
that's
I know
devoted
that
to
organization.
uplifting women of color and helping them on their way. And I'm very happy to receive that endorsement. Having been raised by a single
Oh my
mother
God,
who
we about
instilled
to
within me.
Hold on,
I'm
there's
sorry, what was
another
that?
caller. There's another caller. I think it's gonna hang up on you when they call when he accepts it. But Mother of Justice is a great organization. It did hang up on him, or is he on the other end? Hello, caller. You're watching Politics with the Princess. Who are we talking to?
Hi there.
Hi.
I'm Eunice Gant.
Hi, Eunice. How are you? Are you here to chime in on our Women
Yes.
for Duggan / Attorney Adams conversation?
Yes, I am. I'm a long-term resident of Detroit, and I am a very frustrated resident. And the main reason there's two reasons why I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated because I'm in the neighborhoods every day with what I do, and outside of the 9 or 10 neighborhoods that are considered the premier neighborhoods, the other neighborhoods are a war zone in my mind. When I look at them, I see the people aren't benefiting from this so-called revitalization. I see the other group that's moving in from outside of Detroit. They're the ones that's benefiting. I can call it something, but I won't.
Okay.
In addition to that, I drive around the city every day. I see all these all these construction things going on, the roads, the buildings, but I don't see us benefiting from any of these contracts that are being approved by city council.
Us, you mean African American community?
I'm talking about African American. I'm African American, so absolutely. I'm talking about African Americans are not benefiting. We live in a city of 80 to 85% African American, and we are not financially benefiting from all these contracts. And that's because of Mike Duggan.
And that's what I was going to ask you. Who do you use? You say your name is Eunice?
Yes.
And
it's
you
EUNICE
an African American woman who supports Anthony Adams, who lives in the city of Detroit.
Now, before we go farther, have you always supported Anthony Adams, or
have you ever supported Mike Duggan?
Yes.
That's the question.
I actually supported Mike Duggan. I actually supported Mike Duggan when he first ran, and I was very active in his support. I mean, I called people, I knocked on doors, I did everything because I'm very active in the community. And he offered, and the reason I did support was because he had said he was going to take care of the people, and that hasn't happened. He's taking care of everybody else but the African Americans.
I have one question, too, for you, follow up. If he said he was going to take care of the people before you stopped supporting him, were you able to contact his administration? Just a question, because and to have that conversation with hey, I supported you. I don't feel you're doing what you need to do. Can we fix this? Did that conversation?
I did.
Okay. And
I did. I actually talked to him personally about it.
Oh, okay.
I talked to him personally about it because I'm actually a real estate investor that invests in the city, and some of his policies are really hurting the local smaller investors. So I spoke to him personally at the Manugian Mansion. I was invited to attend a special function, pulled him to the side and said, Mr. Mayor, some of your policies are really hurting me and other people. And he acted like he was so surprised and told me to call a couple of people in the administration. But of course, they didn't help me.
They didn't help you
at all.
Okay.
No.
So no, I like how she handled it before she she gave it a chance. But Johnny, just so you know, my co-host,
I did.
where you just said before you said I pulled him to the side, and I asked you that question. Johnny was like, I bet she pulled him to the side and said, "Let me holler at you."
I did.
And that's
It was
exactly
at
what
a party. So I tried to be discreet and professional because I've learned a long time ago I can get things done by
they
being
wanna
kind
right.
and
Or else
than
we're
being
labeled
mean.
as the angry black BICTH.
I know, right?
They throw that. They don't give us the woman. They throw the B in there.
Right.
You know. And it was one more question I have for you. How do you feel about him not debating?
Oh, I am like so hot about it because how dare you?
That's right.
Basically, you've got me started, girl. Basically,
we wanna
he
ask
is
a
saying to the residents of the city, you guys aren't worth me debating.
That's right. That's right.
That's what
Right?
a lot of comments that I'm seeing. I can't say it here because I'm trying to be, but that's a lot of
I
comments
know.
that I'm seeing on Facebook, and they're saying democracy and even the marriage comment. I'm seeing that people say it's
Yes.
disrespectful to
That
Attorney
marriage is
Anthony.
interesting
Not
because how
who
dare
he married.
you? How dare you give her a contract that she didn't have to bid on, and then you turn around and marry the woman too?
So,
Oh, really?
Not that point. I don't want to talk about, I respect people's wives. The point where they said it was, I saw comments where I saw those comments in the newspaper, Gary Hunter. I saw all that. But people were saying it was disrespectful to the voters that he went and left and got married while he was campaigning. And it was also
That's true.
disrespectful.
Well, think
to
about it. I
Adams
mean,
to say
think about
that-
this.
that's
If
what the
you
comments
are
that I
so
was saying.
confident that you feel like
You
you
can just
have
go for
it in the bag, you'll do a lot of things. I'm not surprised he didn't go on his honeymoon,
He may have. We don't know.
I know, right?
Well, I'm happy this was recorded. This is going to help our stuff so much, Johnny. Understanding. What people don't understand is that, and you can stay on the line, Eunice, if you can, if somebody else calls in, and it might kick you off.
Okay,
But
I
until
will.
then- But what people don't understand is that the black woman is not just one woman.
Right.
So we have that elitism black woman that fits into, they're up there, they're getting the favor, right? But you have something that I am very intrigued about and close to, and that's the middle class black woman. That's the woman that maybe works one or two jobs,
right.
that moves around so much, but she is a voter. And she doesn't have time to go to the $5,000 dinners. You get what I'm saying? Because she's busy trying to keep food on her table, send her kids to college and school, and do all these things that she
got other
don't.
things
But
to do
she
with that
also
$5,000.
takes time out of her day to come phone bank at your office.
Right.
And that's that woman that's the woman that gets that elected official there. People, when they're campaigning, and this is nothing to do with Mike Duggan or Anthony Adams, when they're campaigning, they tend to say this elite black woman is who black women follow. That is not a true statement.
The lady from
Hold on.
Pontiac.
The middle class black woman follow that grassroots woman of strength that is just like them, because they have nothing in common with that elitism black woman that is at the $10,000 dinner. And so that's the type of woman that I'm intrigued by, because she has different reasons for voting, and they try to lump us all into one
And
category.
What you described, T, is exactly why we need a debate. That's exactly why we need a debate, because there are so many single head of household
Black
women.
woman.
Black
I am
women.
tired.
Black
That's
women.
what I-
That's right. They have two,
And I think black
two
women
or
tired.
more children. They're working 2 or more jobs.
They're running a business. So
They're
not only are
running a
you
business.
working a job, you're building a business from the ground up, and you are like the head, and then you're trying to revive the African American man, which I am a component of now. Like I start, because I think that we have left black men behind. You know what I'm saying? The black man, and with a lot of things that happen and why, like, we could go on that topic for days.
On that.
I think alcoholism destroyed the family that they put on there. I think crack cocaine took away the black man. I think welfare took the black man out the family home because they created to where if you get welfare, the black man can't live in a house. So he gonna live somewhere else. Well, of course, he gonna need some entertainment, and that's the black man.
Families, you know. So I want to get back. I want to get back to the Duggan Anthony discussion. So you know, when you're running for anything, it's no secret that sometimes you knock on the doors because people love to actually see the candidate knocking at their door. I want to know, you think Anthony Adams or Mike Duggan has hit any doors themselves during the campaign?
I know Anthony Adams has hit a whole lot of doors. Mm-hmm. He's hit a lot of doors.
I haven't seen it myself.
So are you don't volunteer any? You just a supporter?
Supporter.
We're calling everybody. We need a Duggan True supporter. Not that you're not a Duggan True supporter.
We want the people who's at the campaign office. No, not even at the campaign office. Out there knocking on the doors, organizing the events,
support
doing everything.
Because we're getting closer and closer to election, and I am a black woman, and I just want to know the why. And just let it out. Be fair on both sides. So we should do this like next weekend too, next Friday too.
Yeah, it's definitely lit.
No, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, it is. It's necessary.
And Eunice is intriguing because she was a Duggan supporter, and I have not met somebody that was a Duggan supporter ever say I'm not a Duggan supporter anymore. Right? You know, they don't speak out.
Yeah. Well, usually, so what I've
Wait. Not only was I a Duggan supporter, I was one of those people knocking on doors and making phone calls. I was on the Women of Duggan's committee where his beautiful first wife was chairing that, Lori, and I was on the steering committee. That's why I got invited to that special event at the Manugan Mansion. So
actually invited me to a breakfast to support Duggan. You remember that, Eunice? You remember?
I remember that, girl. It's so good to see you.
Was it put on by Women for Duggan?
I would have thought you maybe.
It was put on by Women for Duggan.
Yes. Anthony Adams here.
No, it was put on, and Elma Starworth led Women for Duggan too.
Yeah.
So Eunice, we might know each other. So let's disclose. So I actually came out of college. My first campaign, everything, was this guy named Dugan. And what I will say,
Dugan.
and I want, that's what I thought his name was at the time. Because I didn't know anything about politics. This was my first campaign. And what I will say, what I experienced was Elma Starworth, who taught me how to organize, and I remember the breakfast at the church. I forgot, was it a church on Woodward? It was a church where we did a Women for Duggan breakfast. I will say then, Eunice can say that he was very, very much in the neighborhoods. Like everybody was involved. Like he was truly, truly engaged.
So this was Rico Razzo, campaign
Rico
manager?
Rico, all of it, and it was open to college. Like it was just It wasn't, Duggan was, and I think he still is. I'm just saying when I was on the campaign, I didn't stay to stay in his administration. But I was trained by Elma Starworth and a host of others. And Eunice noted on that campaign, you got taught how to run campaigns. You got taught about politics. The knowledge that I received from there, I would not be who I am today if I didn't work there.
Yeah.
Like I would not be what I am if that was not my first campaign. That's why it's weird when she says she didn't feel engaged, because the art of him was to make everybody feel engaged. Now, was it everybody, he did house parties from 7 in the morning to 11 o'clock at night, and he drove himself. It was,
he sure did.
Yeah, it was that. And so I would like to say that's what I experienced. But this is about what, you know what I'm saying? this take me out of it, what everybody else experienced. But the knowledge that I've learned from that camp, I would not be Tashana a political princess.
That means 5 minutes.
Oh, so we are down to our last 5 minutes. We got to get Eunice in here, too.
Make sure you inbox Tashana or not so we can schedule you in here.
And wait, we have that. Actually, it's a forum tonight, you guys, too. It's a forum. We got to pull it up. Pull it up on my Facebook. So it's a forum tonight that's hosted by We
The people?
Can Care. We do care. I want to be accurate with the forum. And it's discussing reparations.
Wow.
Reparations is on, they're trying to put, it's 3 proposals on the ballot. RES, right?
Yep.
So they will go over that tonight. It's a very important forum. You have to RSVP, though. Because it's at the Samaritan, but because of COVID-19, it's only going to be 50 slots.
Only 50 seats.
Because it's COVID. It's hosted by, what is the organization? We Care.
Yeah, We Care. So
we Care,
we do
and
care.
it's
No,
we
we
do
do
care.
care.
Sorry,
Forum.
Stephanie. It's hosted by Stephanie, and what's the super precinct delegate name? Her name should be on that flyer if you zoom into it. And they asked me to come out and support, and precinct delegates to support, and we will be there supporting because it's about educating the people. But the city council, we can't get the mayors. I don't think they can get the mayor candidates, but they do got the city council at large candidates. So it will be a forum. It will be food, a forum, food, and a lot of education about reparations. You want to be there. So just is a link on our Facebook RSVP. Kind of sort of like if you want to come and you don't RSVP, we might sneak you through the back door. But we're not supposed to, right? So, no, it's at the Samaritan Center. What's the address of Samaritan Center? 555?
Yeah, I know it's on Connors.
5555.
Yeah, Connor. So we do want to say that is tonight. Is at 5 o'clock.
Did you say the mayoral candidates are not invited?
No, we can. You know, when we're just talking about no
Because I'm sure if Attorney Adams is available.
I think he should come.
Well, I'm
If
sure
he's
he's
available,
listening.
he'll be there.
I think if you are a candidate, and even though you're not, I think you should come. Because I think in a forum, people still allow people to speak, okay? I am one of the hosts. They asked me to moderate along with Al Williams. So, I'm not going, he can, I mean, that's, so I think people, if you're a candidate in Detroit and you're running, although it's at large people, you should come, pass out your literature, and meet the people, you know?
Absolutely.
So, especially if you're in that neighborhood.
Yeah, and then I also want to mention next Wednesday we're going to be having a Halloween party fundraiser for our endorsed candidates.
Not our endorsed candidates. He worked with an organization that endorsed some candidates.
Yes. So
let's
I have a whole slate. It's called the LGBT Detroit Mobilization Slate. So we're going to be hosting a fundraising Halloween party next Wednesday, October 22nd. I'm not
It's
October 22nd. October 27th. I'm gonna put the flyer out and a link to RSVP. I want everybody to come, please. It's gonna be a great event.
They endorsed the candidates. They ain't coming.
Yep.
So
it's gonna be DJs,
candidates yet, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So we want to say thank you so much to Catherine. We might need you back, just so you know. Vanessa has to go to a wedding. We might need you back. But we do send a call out to women, African-American women, Duggan supporters. I need you. We called around looking for one. Nobody want to come talk. But Anthony Adams people want to come talk about Anthony Adams.
Hey, they
Thank you. We got 2 of them. And then we got Anthony Adams.
He was like, this Anthony Adams.
You made me feel like I wasn't doing my job.
No, you did a good job. You did a good job. You don't even need no paper. She got paper. You did a good job. And so thank you, Eunice. We're going to play Al Green out. We're going to talk amongst ourselves, and we might be calling y'all ladies back. Because this is a good discussion. I actually think we should do a round table with black women who do Duggan, black women who do Anthony Adams, record it, and it's just an honest conversation from black woman to black woman. We need to create our own stuff. So, Roger, we want to play our music.